Hi, Casey.
Hi, Shivani. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good too. So, before we
Fantastic.
start off, Casey, please tell us something about yourself.
I am an online reputation and digital marketing expert for healthcare marketing agencies. So essentially, I am in charge of just helping healthcare practices understand where they stand online, how they can reach patients online, and essentially what their online presence should look like. So that kind of goes into reputation, where like you need to have a positive impression online. You need to be getting reviews from patients, and you need to have just an overall uh, good presence online. So being responsive to patients, just helping. It's a really complex field for especially for healthcare practices who are constantly busy. So I just kind of help them navigate those roads so that they don't really have to understand it themselves. They more just need to know like what steps they need to take and how they can reach patients online.
Okay, all right. Sounds challenging. So,
Yes.
Casey, tell me one thing. Does social media marketing actually make any sense for the healthcare industry, or is it just there for the sake of it?
Yeah, no, it definitely makes a lot of sense, and a lot of healthcare practices don't initially realize that. They know that they need to have social media accounts. They don't always understand just how active they need to be on those accounts. So, like simply having a Facebook account where people can follow you is not really enough. Like you need to be active on those accounts. You need to be interacting with patients. Response time is becoming huge on social media, especially since Facebook is kind of now displaying how quickly you respond to customers or respond to
Yeah,
patients.
yeah.
Yeah, it matters a lot more than a lot of practices may think.
Okay, so since it can be very intimidating because there are a lot of social media channels existing and then there are new ones cropping up. So for the healthcare industry, which ones are you think are the most relevant ones?
So I definitely Facebook, like I mentioned. Everybody's on Facebook nowadays, and just with all the changes Facebook continues to make to the platform in terms of businesses, a lot of people kind of seem to think that Facebook is pushing away from business a bit more and kind of going more towards consumer, which is a little bit true, but it's actually kind of making it important in different ways to be active on Facebook because it's all about the consumer on Facebook. So you need to ensure that you're constantly interacting with people, like I mentioned, responding quickly. And then Facebook could be the channel that, depending on what kind of organization you are, you could potentially reach these patients. So if you're a dentist, for example, or if you're a practice that offers any sort of like specialty treatment, like maybe like a naturopathy clinic, or something that's a bit more human interest and not just like I broke my foot type of thing. You can actually reach people on Facebook very easily through Facebook ads or just gaining a lot of followers to your page. So Facebook for sure. I would say from there it depends. Twitter is pretty big for businesses. Only thing with Twitter is just with the limitations in content. It may not make sense for every healthcare business. An urgent care center could find some use out of Twitter. It's probably not going to be their most relevant platform. So Twitter to some extent. I would say actually Twitter would be the most useful if you're like a single doctor. So if you're like a single practitioner who runs your own practice, Twitter would be very good because Twitter is kind of a platform for personalities, not always for businesses. People people kind of want to hear from people on Twitter. So if you're like a doctor who runs a blog, or if you again have your own like specialized clinic, like people could see you as an influencer and may want to follow you. So that's where Twitter could come in handy. Um, from there, again, it just depends on the type of practice you are. If you're a very visual practice, Pinterest could work, or Instagram. By visual, I mean like stuff where you can see results and they look pretty. Like getting stitches may not always look pretty, so I don't know if Pinterest or Instagram would work for like an urgent care center.
Cosmetic dentistry and
Yeah, exactly.
plastic surgery.
Yeah, plastic surgery, and to some extents, but yeah. So definitely the more visual practices could be on those platforms, and then everyone should be on Google, but kind of for different reasons. Google Plus is good because it helps with your rankings on Google. Although not a lot of people go on the Google Plus platform too much.
That's true. Okay, so we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Pinterest, and we have G Plus as the most prominent ones for the healthcare industry, right?
Correct.
So, like, you must be you must be doing a lot of social media marketing activities on these platforms. So, how would you like for Google, for SEO, you can measure it from with Google Analytics, right?
Hmm.
But then
Yeah.
for social media, like how would you measure the results? Like obviously you're doing marketing activities, but then is there a way to, actually find out if you're getting results or not?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things you can do, and that's something that it would make the most sense for a marketing company to help you out with, because like you can kind of make your own way, like assuming a lot of results. Facebook provides a lot of insights if you're running ads. If you have even if you have a business page, they provide a lot of insights as in like what page or what post is performing the best, how many likes you got in a certain day. It kind of shows like the trend and how people are liking the page. So that's one thing.
Okay, so that means
But,
that they have their own analytics they provide.
yeah. Yeah, so if you have a business page on any of these websites, you'll have your own analytics. In terms of actually measuring results, though, you would want a marketing company to kind of help you out, because they would have to do stuff like installing like tracking systems, so you know how many people are clicking on your posts, how many people are going to the pages that you're taking people in those posts, and a lot of stuff like that. So it's a really good way to kind of measure these different results, is of course having a marketing agency look into it. um, if a practice is kind of wanting to bootstrap this themselves, then there are varied analytics, but kind of a little bit limited.
Okay, so that's really interesting that you have analytics on these social media sites that can track your
Hmm.
activities.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
so. We know that these social networks can be really helpful for branding, right? But
Hmm. Hmm.
do you think that these can help with conversions as well? When talking about the healthcare industry, like can patients
Hmm. Hmm.
actually, um, patient
Hmm.
acquisition can be done through Facebook or Twitter or sites like these?
Yes. Yeah, to some extent. So for some healthcare businesses, Facebook may just be all about like interacting with your current patients, because really, unless you are a continuous patient of an urgent care center, not many patients are going to like the page of an urgent care center. So it would make sense for like an urgent care center, for example, to kind of use Facebook as a way to stay connected with their patients, improve patient retention, all that stuff. However, for like a dentist, or kind of the practices that we mentioned before that are kind of more specialized, and aren't just kind of just basic primary healthcare, those ones definitely could benefit from using Facebook ads. or anything in terms of like promoting special offers like Groupon deals or stuff like that. So yeah, like a dentist or something, someone like that that would regularly have like special offers definitely can do that through Facebook. That's kind of what people that buy through Facebook. That's kind of what they look for. They look for something that's interesting, that or maybe like a very special deal or something like that. So unless yeah, unless your practice can really provide something substantial in terms of like an offer or like a unique service. So if your practice can do that, then you can likely improve acquisition through social media.
Okay, so that's very interesting, and we would like to have a detailed conversation with you regarding how to do, social media marketing on Facebook for
Mhm.
the healthcare industry, because as you said, it's pretty possible that we can get conversions through Facebook.
Yeah, correct.
Want to know more about that. So this was really interesting that we can actually get patients through Facebook. So we would want to know more about this from you, Casey. And in our next Q&A session, we would like to have a detailed conversation with you regarding how we can use Facebook as a healthcare marketing tool. So, on this note,
Perfect.
I
Perfect.
really want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'll see you again next week.
Hmm.
So,
It's perfect. See you next time.
so okay. Thanks, Casey.
Okay.